welcome back. Leeds United have officially signed somebody who will be joining the crew on the 1st of July. But first of all, Craig, how are we doing?
Good. It's nice to get some transfer news over the line now.
Yes, it is, and it is Lukas Nmecha, who has signed on a free from Wolfsburg. Craig, let's hear your thoughts on the transfer because I'm seeing a lot of mixed reviews online, some good, some negatives. Let's hear your thoughts.
Personally, I mean, it's a free transfer, isn't it? And it's not going to break the bank for us. I assume in wages either. So it's one of those. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not one that's getting fans excited. But we've got to remember where we are. We're Leeds United, but we've got to remember we just got promoted to Premier League. And it's already been stated that he's coming in as a squad player. He'll be fighting for a place, right? And if he's happy to do that, he's an half decent player to have as a squad player. And if his potential, because he's only 26, remember, and he were highly rated at Man City. He had a couple of loans where he played in different positions. He's had a lot of injuries over the last few years. But he had a really good season in Belgium where he was getting a goal every other game. So 1 goal in 2 games. So it's like there's a player there. Can we keep him fit? Can we, get that potential out of him? Daniel Farke maybe could. And what our medical team have done with Sam Byram, what our medical team did with Solomon. There's you never know. We could unearth the right timing for him, and a good player there. So I think it's a good signing, personally.
Yeah, you got to think as well. He only played 455 minutes last season. Yes, he was injured, so I understand that fans are looking at his injury record, but you got to think it's a free transfer, so it's a win-win situation. Like, yes, wages, but again, he was only on 30 odd thousand last season, so again, I for me personally, I'd only pay around about the same. Has he taken a pay cut? Who knows? I don't know all about the contract details. So it's not going to be massive amount of wages anyway. You need squad depth in the Prem. Look at the clubs that have come up with the signings they made. They didn't have that squad. It's a different profile. It's a different type of striker we've already got. 6'1". He's a pressing forward as well. And yes, he can score different types of goals. But again, link up play. You've already said he's played different positions in the past. So where would you see him fitting in, and what position wise?
Well, I think his main position is a striker. As he said himself that he can play like he's versatile. Like he can play a bit deeper, like maybe in that 10 role if needed. He can play out on the wing, but his main position is a striker. That's where where he wants to be. Like I say, it's a good backup option, isn't it? And if he does well enough that he can prove himself to get into the first team, then fair play to him. The thing is, he's a Leeds United player now, and we all have to get behind our players. It's all right slating them, but there's you just have to get behind him and see and give him a chance. I mean, we signed, like we were talking off camera earlier. We signed Becchio for free. Everybody loves Becchio. And if you go back and look at his goal scoring record before he come to Leeds, not that great.
Apart from for one club just before he signed for us, but again, you can spend big money and players flop, they fail. I mean, Jorginho when he first signed for us for that 6 months, everybody wanted him gone pretty much. You look at Jean-Kevin Augustus, what has he done? Nothing, and we had to pay 40 odd million for him. So again, you can pay these big amount of wages on players and they not work out, and then you can sign players for small amount of money or free, and they do a decent job. And I'm not going to say he's coming in as our number one striker and going to score 15 goals, but off the bench, offering a different option again. Pressing forward, which what you need. You've got Bamford who can do it, but again, injury. Is he going to stay? Who knows? Looks like Joseph could be on his way out from different reports or different journalists. So again, if Joseph leaves, you need somebody else to come in. I mean, Graham Smith has already said that. Sorry, Graham Smith has said that we're after another striker anyway.
Yeah,
So
and that
again,
and that's what I mean. It's like it's already been said that is going to be a squad player. So it's up to him basically to fight for that place. If he wants that starting place, he's got to fight for it. And if he's happy to do that, that's the type of player we need. That's happy to just play in the squad of Leeds United and fight for the place. But yeah, it baffles me when you got people, because money doesn't guarantee success. Like what you pay for a player doesn't equate to that player being good or not. The value of them doesn't equate. It's only like the transfer value just rises the more successful they are, the better they become. Yeah, the transfer value rises, but still, coming into a new team, it doesn't guarantee you. There's only a select few players. You know, like your Messi. You put Ronaldo in there, or like you go back and you buy like players from the past, like Zidane or Henry. They're the type of players where you'll pay the money, you know what you get.
Yeah, but
Like,
then you could then argue that, like we said, Torres 50 million to Chelsea. He did, apart from the goal in the Champions League against Barcelona. What did Torres actually do to equate that much money that they
yeah,
paid for him after he joined? So
that's it.
it is a tough one.
Every player you buy is a risk. because
Exactly.
because the next after 1 or 2 games they could get injured, and then it's a waste. Then that's a waste of money. The thing is, we get him on a free wages. I assume are going to be relatively not like they're going to be reasonable for the Premier League. If he were on 30 odd grand a week at Wolfsburg, is not going to be much more than that signing for Leeds as a squad player. And you've got him on a free on a 2 year deal. In that 2 years, if he proves himself or he stays fit, you're making PSR profit on him, if anything
Yeah.
else. So it's a win-win. And
I mean,
I will argue the way. I mean, I love Bamford, and the way Bamford is at the minute, I will argue that he's a better squad player to have than it'd be ahead of Bamford and Joseph.
I'm just looking at his scouting reports on FB Ref. You look at the percentile for non-penalty goals, XG, shots total, and all of that. They are really, really up there. His interceptions 92 per 9, or which is 0.39, which is again really high up. And then similar players to him in the last 365 days. You're looking at Patrick Smith, Calvert Lewin, Moises Keane, Lewandowski, Sesko. And again, I'm not saying that he's as good as those two players, but even better, who he's been linked with from different reports. They're saying he's a similar type of player, but again, I'm not going to fully quote that. But again, there are different types of players that you need. You need poachers, pressing forward, advance, whatever kind of forward that you want to suit your style of play. And he's 6'1", so again that adds height for the crosses that we make.
Yeah, and
Both of them can make
he's a
high
strong.
crosses.
Yeah, he's got strength as well, hasn't he? And pace which is what we need. All we need is if he stays fit, he's coming into prime time of his career, and it's like it's all good and well saying like when he was young, he were at Man City, he come through their academy, Pep liked him, gave him a start, then he got loaned out a few times. He didn't set the world alight, but there's players that don't get comfortable at certain clubs, especially at a young age, and then he's at that place now. Maybe he wants to settle. He's been at Wolfsburg, but he wants to cement a place and settle down. He said in his interview he wants to come back to England. He wants to be back in England. So yeah, let's hope that it's going to be one of them. You're never going to know until it happens. So it's like if it could be a flop, but it doesn't cost you much. But it could be a success, and then everybody's going to love him. That's the hypocritical thing about a lot of our fans is if he scores 20 goals next season, everybody's going to love him.
If he scores 20 goals, then flipping
Yeah,
our hats off.
it's not going
I'll
to.
get his name. I'll get his name tattooed on me. But
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I'm not saying it'll happen, but what I'm talking about is that if he did score 20 goals, or if he scores 10 plus goals, people will love him, and that's unfortunately the place that we're at.
then again, though, he came off the bench for Wolfsburg during the season, got 2 goals in 16 minutes. So say if he does that for us against a relegational side team that we're battling against, and that keeps us up. You've got a player then that's worth the wages because he scored the goals that have kept us up. So, yes, it's going to be a hard season. We're going to be losing more than we're going to be winning. We need players that are going to step up. Say if Piro's having 5 games without doing anything, I know we've got another player there that we can chuck on. Different style of football, different style of player. So again,
And
for me at the
if we have
moment,
to
it's a
sign,
win-win.
and if we're signing a new like after a main striker as well, another top striker, it's good to have that squad needs to be. You need to have two players for every position, in my opinion, and it, I don't mind him as a backup.
Or front two of him and Perot, knock the ball on, header it, is 6'1", Crouch
Yeah,
and Defoe.
you will
Just
love a
saying.
good you will love a good two up front, don't you?
I do. I really, really do love two up front. I do wish we'd try it, but again, I don't see it happening personally because we are apparently linked with a new number 10, but they're all rumours at the moment. This only came out 3 hours before we actually sign it, so thank God for the 49ers and thank God for Kilavagi as well for
Yeah,
orchestrating this kind of thing.
thank you, Gilvagi.
Because if
Gilvagi.
it wasn't for him, who knows? But moving on now, let's move on to another player which we are heavily linked with, Jaka Bijol. Again, apparently we've agreed personal terms, but the fees not agreed upon. It was originally 16 to 18 million euros, and now apparently they've upped the price again. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't.
If it's true.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like about it is when teams, you're at a negotiating table and everything seems all right, but you're in Prem, they know that you really want that player, and then it's like, well, we're going to put this price tag on him. The thing is, nobody else is anyone else going to pay 25 million for him? I don't think
Absolutely
so.
not.
So take what if you've got a reasonable offer, take it. I can understand, like you don't want him to leave, but if we tabled say £17 million we add on that takes it up to 20, it's a good offer. But I won't overpay. I like the guy. I like the look of him, and I'd love him in a Leeds shirt. So it's the type of player that I'd like to have. A big brute in defence that wins everything. Especially in the air, we need something like that. But at the same time, I won't want to be priced out of it. Like made to be. I don't think he's worth 25 million. Put it that way. We could probably go out
Absolutely.
and buy someone of a better quality for that money.
I mean, you got to think about it. Like we just said, we need squad depth. We need different players for different areas. Centre back is apparently one that we're looking at. If we can get him, he's good in the air. He's got good concentration on him. Yes, he can be prone to making lots of fouls, but you kind of need that in the Prem. Put your foot in, make yourself aware, show the other team what you're capable of. Um, Again, so I'm looking at who scored at the moment on his style of play, and I've also spoken to a few people, and there is an interview out there that he does want to play for in England at some point. So his style of play, he likes to play the ball off the ground, and yes, highlights and watching him, he likes to switch the ball, long plays as well, which again look absolutely superb from either side of the centre back. He can play as well to either wing. Oh my god.
Yeah, like I say, it'd be a good signing for us, and I'd love him to come. And I think he'd be a hit at Ellen Road. I really do think he'd be a fan favourite. But I don't want him to drag this on. Like I want him to say, look, here's an offer, here's what we're gonna pay, and then leave it on the table and say, you take it or leave it. You've got until this date, and then leave it in there, and we'll move on. Because if they stop that player coming by trying to be greedy, it only turns bad. It only turns bad for them because the player will want out.
It's Udinese though, isn't it? Look what happened. What happened last time, mate? We
Yeah,
tried to
yeah,
deal with Udinese.
yeah. Well, they've said the same thing. Apparently, an Italian journalist has said that they've come out. They've said the same thing, like threatened with saying that what happened last time with Rodrigo De Paul. You dragged your heels and you lost out. And it's like, well, we're not going to lose out this time because if we don't get him, we're not going to be held to ransom. I don't think we've got different owners now, and I think they're a bit more shrewd. They'll not just. If we had Victor Orta, they probably would have paid it.
No, I don't think they would. I think they just literally give they'll do what Arsenal done, offer £1 less than what they've offered.
Yeah,
They're like,
but
oh, well, we tried to sign him. That's
yeah,
what Autumn would do. We
I don't know.
tried to sign him, FC.
I think they'd probably overpaid for him because
Yeah, I mean, I was speaking to someone else the other day, and I just said, oh, because he Italian content creator, and he was saying that he's a good box defender, good in the air, which again we've spoken about, good defensively. But again, on the ball, he doesn't think he's that great on the ball. And he wouldn't pay more than 20 million for him. Now, again, I don't know if that's £1 million or €1 million. But again, I wouldn't pay more than 20 million for him anyway. I
I,
think
in my eyes, I wouldn't.
there are other players that you can get for around about the same value as well, but he is a Slovenian international, comes with experience. Again, just imagine him and Rodon at the centre back brick wall together. So again, it's a tough one, but we'll wait and see. I mean, is he one that you absolutely want, or would you rather somebody else?
He's one that I'd like, but he's not someone that I'd like to say that I'd put the offer on the table and say that's what we're going to give you. That would be the ultimatum, and then it's like it's up to you. You take it or you leave it. Players agreed terms. Player wants to come. Here's what we're offering. It's reasonable. It's a fair offer. It's above your market value, but we're not paying what you want. We're not paying 25 million for him. And I'd move on to another target. I won't waste time because the last thing we've done it like what we've done it past. We've spent so much time on one player, missed out, and then we've rushed. We've been panicked into buying someone, and it's not worked out as good. But I don't want that to happen. I want him to get all the ducks in a row before for ready for 1st of July, or before before the season starts.
Yeah, I mean, again, with this all PSR thing, again, different claims saying that we can sign players, we can't sign players. We can sign players, and we can put in bids and say it's all coming in, but it's coming into effect 1st of July, which then it won't affect the last 3 years of PSR. Again, like I've claimed so many times, and I've said this, I don't know everything about PSR. I know bits and pieces. Obviously, doing your reading and stuff. So again, there is money there to spend on players even before the 1st of July. But again, we saw it with Lukas. Yeah, I'm going to butcher his surname, so I'm not even going to bother. We saw it with
Mecha.
Lukas Nmecha that we can sign players on free to come in for 1st of July.
Yeah,
Again, it's in the contract.
we can effectively, right. The way I understand it, we can effectively buy a player. We pay money for a player as long as that contract's the money's not exchanged, like the contract's not exchanged until the 1st of July. So like you can agree to buy a player on for whatever you're going to pay for him, but the transfer doesn't actually happen until the 1st of July, and then it'll go into the next cycle of PSR. But
Yeah,
if we bought someone now, for example, and signed them now, contract signed, and they come in before the 1st of July, then it goes on this last cycle. So
yeah. We'll
there'll
see
be
on that.
there'll be deals ready. Like nobody saw this Mecha one coming, and this is what I like. I think 49ers have got someone out there that's feeding journalists names. They've employed someone to feed journalists names and show everybody this hand, and then they go and sign someone with this hand.
I mean, we spoke about it a few weeks back. That we'll sign somebody that no one ever heard of. 3 hours later, it's done. And again, it's happened again. We saw it with Jay Rothwell last season. We've signed it. We've seen it again with Lucas and Mchecha. I'm just call him
Mecha.
Lucas from now
Say
on.
Mecha.
Mchecha. Oh, this is going to be an absolute fail. But still, we've seen it that we can sign players out of the blue, and it comes in that nobody's heard of. So, which is good. So, before we end it, because we'll just do a short one today. Any other rumours or names that you've been hearing about?
Nothing concrete. It's just again, like you say, all rumours. One exciting one's it's a weird one though. Is the young guy Juma Bar from Man City, but apparently the rumor is he looking at getting him on loan, which at his age I think is a bit weird. When you've got Debayo on, in the squad, and he's around the same age, maybe a bit younger. It'd be weird to have someone in on loan that's not, unless he's that good that he can just walk into the first team. It'd be a bit weird as a backup to have on loan.
Yeah, like we just said, though, names are going to pop up left, right, and
Yeah,
centre that are
yeah.
never going to happen.
But he's good.
And
I mean, he's a good player. He's got, but I just don't. I just find that weird. But I think it probably is just a rumor. But if you want a conspiracy theory that Tottenham have signed Matthias Tell now, aren't they, for like nearly 30 million on permanent, which takes up that left wing spot.
yeah, I
So
mean, I want Solomon. Let's quickly get on to the Solomon situation because I'm seeing a lot on, especially Tottenham social media accounts, that they are so against Solomon that they didn't actually want him there. Again, I'm not getting into the whole politics, nationality side of it. Take everything out of that. He was sensational for us last season, and his goal won us the league. I want Solomon to sign for us, and again, if they've signed Tau, you've got Son, but Son's apparently going elsewhere. They've had links from Turkey, Middle East, Saudi Arabia. So if Son goes, then maybe they do keep Solomon. I know that Thomas Frank wants to see him in pre-season, which is understandable. But hey, it could all change before the end of the season. We may sign him, we may not. But
yeah.
I think
Well,
we do.
this is one that I said to you, into that it's not a rush signing. That he's already played at Leeds. He knows the system. He knows how Farke plays. That's one that you can wait till the very end, to
Yeah,
see what situations like at that point. And you could sign him on the last day of the transfer window, and it's like he can slot straight into the team. It's not a new signing. It's the new signings I want in early, and then the ones
yeah,
like that we can get later on. So
yeah. Especially way Farker is with his fitness and stuff like that, which you do need to be up to match fitness. It doesn't matter that you can be, I don't know, just a random team. Say you're Shakhtar Donetsk fit doesn't necessarily mean you Leeds fit in that sense because different regimes have different levels of fitness. And again, I'm not comparing our fitness to them saying that there's better or there's better. But for the way that we play our high intensity, you need to be right up there. We press from the front. Again, are we going to do that same style next season in the Prem?
no, but I mean, Prem's a different pace, isn't it?
Yeah,
Even players that come from top leagues struggle with the pace, and it takes them a while, like to adjust to it. So, like for example, Tanaka come from from League Two in Germany, and he struggled with
yeah.
the pace in Championship towards the end. Like 'cause he played so many games, he wasn't used to it. So now he is. You might see a different player, but yeah, it happens. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some more good signings over the line, and I'll guarantee. I will say now. I'll guarantee there'll be another left field signing out of the blue that nobody's even
Oh, yeah.
mentioned.
Oh, absolutely. And I hope it's Rodrigo de Paul or Amari.
Why not?
Amiri, to be fair, I wouldn't mind Amiri. I know that he turned us down last season, but again, I wouldn't mind him. I think he's a very, very nifty little player.
He
But
is, but yeah,
we'll
he was in team of
see.
the season
Yeah,
last season, wasn't he? And I read an article again on him saying don't believe everything you read in papers because he apparently had a brutal offer from Leeds. That, as he put it, it were a brutal offer, and it was like when he came over, it was sign. We want you to sign now, not without thinking about it. So, but like you said, we've said it many times. We don't know what goes off behind closed doors. So it's all right saying that he left us and turned us down, but what really happened, we don't know. And if he were willing to come and he wants to come, I'll take him.
exactly. Don't believe everything you read and see. Simple as that. But yeah, Craig, we will leave that there. Anything to quickly add before we leave it, mate?
No, but a month before the Creators Cup, trying to get my fitness up ready for that. So
Yes.
get your
Again,
tickets if you haven't got them.
I will leave the Creators Cup link in the comments as well as the beautiful frame, which again, Leeds frame from last season. Just go and check it out because it is beautiful. Leeds TV 12 for 12% off. Thank you guys, and we will see you next time. Leeds.
These.